So you have to start over. So what?
And my soul has got to move.
Lately, I've been trying to come up with what to pour creation into. Like to figure out what my voice could offer if I'm in a season of what one could call starting over. There's already an abundance of Target trips and beauty appointments and vacations, and do not get me wrong, I love it, but I know I don't fit in there. So, how do you find your way through a restart when you don't fit into the box of where you were and where you thought you wanted to be? I think I have it figured out. You simply immerse yourself in the day-to-day of recovering what was lost through taking action while exploring the impact your experiences had on you through growth. Some of you may be starting over financially or starting over in the form of a relationship or a job. And for whatever reason, we label starting over as failure.
Also, but they say you're eating high vibrational, you're eating low vibrational. Like, that's 100% true, bro. Because when you're eating high vibrational foods, I'm picking up my phone every other second and there's nothing on my phone. You understand me? So I'm literally like so deep, but you just look at life so much more different. And yeah, you've picked up over the years, and
It's like, we've been through this before. We should have gotten it the first time around. And because it didn't stick, we've now somehow failed ourselves. But there is some beauty in a restart.
it gets rid of all the waste, so you're not losing weight, you're losing waste.
It's kind of like when something looks really ugly from a distance, but the more you move your feet and take action towards it, the better things appear. Starting over is not starting new. Thank God. You're repeating a process, yes, but with tweaked steps that come from wisdom this time around. Because you've done this before. You have experience. You have a blueprint to follow. You're not out in the wilderness, and we often say how we wish we could do certain things over. Well, here's your chance. Now, I know I can't say all this and ignore the fact that it does hurt. It can be embarrassing. You may feel angry, disappointed in yourself, exhausted, and your feelings are very much valid. But if it's one thing I've learned, it's that the ego cannot go to the places you want to go. And if you don't depart from it, then you'll be stuck staring at a small hole in the wall, waiting for it to close versus patching it yourself. All right, y'all. So while I'm waiting on my coffee, one thing that I knew I would have to come on here and speak to you guys about face to face was being expectant. Like, as I'm writing everything, I'm like, yeah, this is the portion that I'm going to have to leave out because I just need to say it, just say it the way that it flows out. And I know that one thing that has helped me in regards to starting over was keeping an expected or expectant spirit. It's like no matter what happens to me, and this is not my first rodeo when it comes to starting over, whether it's finances or anything else, is to remain expectant. And one thing that I've learned and I've had to come to accept is that obviously we know, and we say it all the time, you know, our journey in life is not linear. Life is literally a series of you starting over. And what's going to make or break you know, the experience is how you choose to go about the restart. Are you going to restart it even if you are full of tears? You're in a pool of tears and you're wailing and you're in pain and you're embarrassed, you know, and you're feeling like, why me? Are you still going to move forward and extract the lessons that you've learned from where you were previously and apply it to your new lesson, you know, in the process, which is a series of steps? Are you going to adjust those steps to make sure that when you get back to that place, you know, if you have to start over again, you're not starting completely from scratch. You're starting, you know, at a certain level? Or are you going to just sit and stare and stay at a place where you're not progressing because you absolutely refuse to accept that you're going to have to restart and you're going to have to start over multiple times to actually get to the version of yourself and the version of your life that you want to get to? And I often get, you know, like, how can you do this? Or, like, you know, if I were you, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't understand how you're able to do it. Or something along the lines of trying to encourage me to quit what I'm doing or try to take on something else that's completely different from what the vision that I have in my mind, that's safer and requires me to be a smaller version of myself, and I don't do it. And one thing that has truly helped me to just continue walking in my purpose and on my path is to keep a heart posture of expectancy. You guys, I have literally shared everything that has gone wrong in my home ownership journey. And yet it's a lot. It's a lot. But at the same time, I don't feel that big of a weight, because even if my home, even if the roof were to collapse in right now, God forbid, but if it did, I would still have a heart posture of expectancy. My spirit would still remain expectant so long as I am picking up the pieces, I'm dusting myself off, I'm continuing to walk towards the vision that me and the divine speak about often. I am expectant in regards to it all working out. I know that it's all going to work out. I trust that it's all going to work out. And so when things happen and I have to start over and it's not looking good to the outside world, it doesn't matter what someone says about me. It doesn't matter what the enemy, aka my mind, tries to convince me of. It doesn't matter what a negative comment says in regards to trying to minimize the vision that I have for myself and saying it's not going to work. And look at these things that are happening and using that as a reason to justify, or, you know, using that as evidence behind what they're saying. I'm still going to keep the same plan, and I'm not going to let things that are trying to derail my plan knock me off my pivot, because I remain expectant. And so if you are starting over, it doesn't even matter if it's financial, just whatever it is, I do encourage you, like, cry it out, you know, cry it out, get all your emotions out of the way, carry those emotions with you, because at the end of the day, we're emotional beings. You're going to feel a certain type of way. Not every day you're going to want to dust yourself off and keep applying and moving towards whatever vision that you have for yourself. But I do encourage you to get to a place where you remain expectant in regards to it all working out. You don't have to know the end result. You don't have to have evidence in your hand saying this is how it's going to work out. Just know and expect that something's going to work out. It may not be exactly to the T, the vision that you have in your mind. You may have to adjust a few things. You may have to settle for a few things, but know that the way that it works out, everything is perfectly orchestrated in your life to have a purpose. And I firmly believe that. And that has been truth and proof in my life. Everything that I felt like, and it often comes in, you know, the lesson of pain, right? Every painful experience where I just didn't understand why certain things were happening to me. As I look back, it has prepared me to take on the life and experience that I have. My camera does not want me to get this word out, but honestly, like I was saying, every single thing in my life where I'm crying out to God and I'm like, why are you letting this happen to me? Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I'm doing this right. I'm doing this right. This is hurtful. It's painful. I feel like I'm never going to get back up. Every single thing that has happened that was in the form of pain has literally helped to mold me into the woman that is prepared to take on the trials and tribulations of the current season that I'm in. Like, it all makes sense of when I'm down to my last dime and I'm stealing diapers and things for my child. I'm stealing from my job to be able to pay for daycare so that I could get to work. Like, that has taught me how to become financially savvy, and that in turn helped me to talk to thousands of people. And I feel like my journey right now in getting knocked down by home ownership, and I'm on the journey of picking myself back up. I know that when I get to the end of this season, I'm going to be able to handle everything in my life as a homeowner. It's just new. It's a new season. It's a new phase. It's a new thing in my life. And I'm going to get to that point where everything is kind of like at a maintenance level, you know. Everything will get leveled out and it's going to work out. Every new thing that I've had that has impacted my finances, it starts off very painful because I have to adjust to this new norm, but I learn and I adjust, and then I will be ready for my next level up, whatever that may be. So I just encourage you, if you're in a season of starting over, to really adopt the heart posture of knowing that it's all going to work out.